And welcome to your messages for the week. These are your messages for the week beginning 8th of October 2023. If you haven't already seen the messages for the month of October, which were also this week's or last week's messages, I'll put a link in the description, video in the end screen. It was massive transformation available, probably something to do with the eclipses coming up. Remember, I've got a chat with Amy Bird and Liz coming up about the eclipses. But there's massive transformation to be had. And it kind of ended with the most powerful way that we can transform ourselves and our reality is by loving. This was the conclusion of the October messages, by loving the mirror holders, the people that are holding those mirrors up to our triggers. We need to love it all. We need to love it all. We need to love the mirror holders. So it's a big ask. I know it's a big ask, but that's what we came here to do. I mean, that is our ultimate purpose here on Earth. So once we know that is our ultimate purpose, we might as well do whatever we can to love everybody unconditionally. Sounds a bit of a challenge, but that is the way we are going forward. So check out that video because hopefully it will help you on that front. The other thing I wanted to say, I have to do all the admin beforehand because after I've done the cards, I'm usually in cloud cuckoo land and can't think straight. So I wanted to just say, because a lot of people message me saying, oh, I want to have a session, but I don't know what to have because they see all the different things that I do. I just want to make it clear that if you book a session with me, you don't have to say what it is that we're going to do. I will tune in to your energy and we will see what your soul needs in the moment. But usually it will include, it doesn't have to, I mean, obviously I do the coaching and all sorts of other things as well, but it usually includes heart wall healing, if you haven't already had one, a soul profile reading, if you haven't already had one, and the card reading. They go so well together. I'm very reluctant to read cards for somebody who has got a heart wall, because clearly, you know, we can't read the future, but we can read your energy, and your energy is creating your reality, right? So your future lies in your frequency. So if you have a wall around your heart, you're just creating a protected, guarded, scenario. You're not letting your divine love and light flow out to get reflected back to you. So I'm very reluctant to read cards for someone with a closed heart. So I always feel the need to do that. And secondly, the soul profile tells us what your purpose is here, what you came here to experience and express, how your soul wants to experience and express itself in this lifetime. So that's really, really important to know that stuff. Before we do the card reading, because then the more information we have about you and your soul's desires, and the more open your heart is, obviously the more clarity we're going to get from the cards, and the whole session will be far more powerful. I used to call these three together, I used to call them the Great Awakening package. I think that's probably what it is. It's like, let's just wake you up to who you are, what you came here to do, and how you can go about doing it, basically. And as I've said before, my card readings are very much a kick up the backside for doing all of that. So I just wanted to make that clear. You don't have to know what you want. We can just see where it goes, where it leads. And the other thing I wanted to put out there, I've had quite a few people asking me if I will do a tarot reading course to help you read tarot for yourself. You wouldn't be watching this if you were not interested in channeling or in reading tarot. And I'm sure most of you do read tarot already. But I have had a lot of requests asking if I would do a course, and in person and online. And I'm thinking now, yeah, that would be a good idea. Maybe just 3 parts to it. I'm not sure. I mean, I could do it online over Zoom. So hopefully, and the most important thing, of course, being to raise your own confidence and heighten your intuition yourself so that you can read them yourself, but obviously to go through the basics and the traditional interpretations. And then you can start opening up to your own interpretations. You'll notice that every tarot card reader has their own interpretations, depending on what their area of expertise is. So it will depend on what your area is and how you want to read it and how you want to personalize everything and make it yours and unique. That's the most important thing with tarot, because there is no right or wrong way. But anyway, if you are interested in doing an online course with me to learn to read tarot for yourself, please let me know. You can message me in the comments below, or you can message me through Facebook or through the website at deborahjaneshatton.com. So let me know if you would like to. And if you do show an interest, please let me know what days of the week, what time zone you're in, and what times of the day as well, because that's really important, because obviously everyone works different hours and people are in different countries. So I think that's it. Yes, definitely. Let's get on with the messages for the week. So take a deep breath. Activate your own intuition. You know how it goes. Can we have some heads up, some guidance, any messages to help us navigate these intense energies and these eclipses and whatever else is going on? I think the first one's on the 14th. So, oh, I saw that one. I don't usually see them. Anything else coming up? Thank you. Oh, we've got quite a few now. Wow, that's quite a lot. I don't want any more, to be honest. Otherwise, I'll be talking for ages. Okay, let's have a look and let's dive in. We've got 7. I think that's the most I've ever had before. So let's have a look. Queen of Cups. Queen of Cups has mastered her emotions. Of course, Cups is emotions. It's the water sign. It symbolizes our spirituality, our intuition, and our creativity. So the Queen of Cups is very much into feeling. She's a very feeling person. She understands the importance of her feelings. She understands the importance of processing any negative feelings. She understands the importance of emotional healing. And she's focused. She's focused on her cup. She's focused on her emotions. If her heart is open and excited, she knows that's the way to go forward. If her heart is contracted, then she knows that's not for her. So there's a little reminder there to be more like the Queen of Cups and follow your heart. She very much follows her heart. And doesn't let other people's limiting beliefs, your own limiting beliefs. She doesn't let pressure, I want to say, from. And this is so important that we understand that there is only you. I just kind of picked up this message that some people are going to get pressure from people outside of them. There is no one outside of you, remember, but people in the 3D reality outside, and they're going to actually, be inauthentic, not do what they really want to do because they're catering to somebody else. It's so important that we understand that when we're authentic, and we follow our heart, the outside world, or what we are perceiving as being the outside world, it changes. It changes. The outside will change when you step into your power and your authenticity. Oh, that's a really important point. The outside, the life that you're looking at, your reality will change when you step into your power and you step into your authenticity. You do not have to change your authenticity. You don't have to be inauthentic, and you don't have to be powerless to anything outside of you. Because if you're allowing people to have their own way, which is not in alignment with who you want to be, if you're allowing that, then you are allowing that into your future. You're accepting it. You will create whatever you allow. So when someone's behaving really badly towards you and you're busy blaming them, no, you're allowing it. And for as long as you allow it, it will continue. Wow. I don't normally say that with the Queen of Cups, so that kind of came through. That was an interesting one. Yeah, here's the conflict, mental conflict. I think this is a bit of a should I stay or should I go? And I don't mean relationship breakup, although of course that can always be in the cards, can't it? But this is more about in a situation, in a drama. It could even be online. Yeah, it could even be online because swords are mental, you know, there's not in the physical. But it's a drama and there's conflict there. Do you need to get involved? When you understand that there is only you and everybody outside of you is a reflection of a part of you, and you are creating everything for your own benefit, you see something online and it triggers you maybe. We're going back to working with our triggers, loving the triggers. Do we have to respond to the trigger? No, we don't, even if it's online or wherever it is. But unless it's something that you need to say for yourself. So what do you want to say to that person? You don't have to say it to the person, but do formulate in your mind what you want to say to them and say it to yourself. Because sometimes we create situations, just little situations here and there, to help us consolidate where we are on our path. So somebody might ask us a question. It could be a spiritual question or a question on how to deal with a problem, right? And what's happened is you're at a higher level of consciousness now, right? There's a great awakening going on. So how you deal with your problems, how you navigate the 3D world is going to change, isn't it? You're not going to be reacting so much. You might be responding from the heart, responding from a place of love, remember? So you will probably find that your higher self will test you by giving you situations where you can practice all of that. And you don't even have to get involved in the 3D, but it is important that you self-realize within your own mental processes. That's what I want to say. So that whatever it is that you want to say, whatever it is you're confirming, you can confirm, I'm dealing with this differently, or this is what I would say to that person. And then say it to yourself and see where is the message, because it's always going to be a message for you. Does that make sense? I hope that makes sense, because when you understand that there is only you, I am thinking of doing a video on that. And I have said before, the lovely Liz did say to me every day for 2 years, there is only you. And it does take a while to sink in. But anyway, wow, yes, we are feeling really rock bottom. Oh, the dog is too. We are feeling really rock bottom here. We've got the 10 of Swords. So we know that Swords is... Just wondering if he's going to be quiet or if I have to pause. The 10 of Swords. Swords are mental processes. It's your thoughts again. You've let these conflicting thoughts get the better of you. Sorry about that. I had to quickly pause and let the dog out. Okay, so what's going on is this mental conflict. This is kind of like the death of the ego, I want to say, because there's something about when you're triggered, even if it's like you feel like you're having to educate somebody, which is what we do. We pass on our light and everything else, and we let people know things, of course. But if you feel like you need to let other people know stuff, remember what I've just said. It's not, there is no one else. So when we explain stuff, right, it's very much like what I'm doing now. Why do I love doing my cards so much? Because what I'm actually doing is consolidating energetic concepts or the laws of the universe or whatever it might be. I'm consolidating it in the cells of my own body. I mean, I'm doing it for me. I'm making it clear to me. So when the ideas come up, I'm clarifying it for myself. And that's what we do when we teach somebody else something or we show somebody else something. We're just consolidating it into the cells of our own body. So keep that in mind, because if you're doing it because you want to be seen as right, that's not going to work. That's the ego that's gone. He's done and dusted. There is a new dawn, but these are all the beliefs and the mental processes connected to, well, first of all, connected to this conflict, of course, mental conflict. Sorry, the light isn't great in this room at this time of day. There's a lot of conflicting mental processes going on here. So, but this is very much like we create an identity. around our beliefs, obviously. And the big thing that's going at the moment is our belief system. That's the system. All these systems that are crumbling in the collective are actually a reflection of our own belief systems that are coming down. And we create stories, don't we? We create stories. Oh, I'm like this or I'm like that, and that's what's coming down, because we're actually just multidimensional beings of love and light. And so we don't have to be a certain way. And so that's what I think this is telling us. Is there's a part of us, there's an identity that we have created around certain things that we're doing away with now. It's not who we are. It's not who we're taking forward. We're going to be more humble, I want to say. It's a death of the ego. So there's a lot of humility to be had here. I think that's one of the messages. Oh my goodness me, look, we've got the Eight of Swords as well. This is amazing, right? Now, we started off with her understanding her feelings and her emotions and the importance of doing this trigger work and loving the mirror holders. But look what we've got. I mean, look at these swords that are there's a lot of beliefs coming down. And of course, this is going to be reflected in the collective. So there's a lot of changes going on in the collective. A lot of people are going to have a lot of beliefs come up. There's a lot of truths coming out, I think. And this is going to affect us individually, because what's coming out is the truth of who we really are. We are not the ego, are we? And it can be really difficult to release it. Our ego can be really powerful and really stubborn and really in resistance. Okay, and so it can be really difficult to actually let the ego go, because it's actually a big part of who we thought we were. That's what we're releasing. Oh my goodness me, it looks like we're releasing that this week, because of course we can't see. We've been holding ourselves, in this resistance, in this contracted state. And there's the castle in the background, sorry about the light, shows your goals in life, and she just can't get to the goals because of this contraction. But, she's digging her heels in. So I want to say this week, if you feel yourself digging your heels in, but it's your ego digging your heels in to hang on to a story that you've been hanging on to for years, to hang on to an identity about you that you've been hanging on to for years. And it could be so much ingrained in who you are that it's going to be like actually giving up part of you, or giving up like your best friend or something like that, as the part of you that is identifying with that part. There's something very liberating that's going to come from this, I hope. I haven't seen the last 3 cards. But usually when we have this stubborn ego, situations, it can be really difficult to drop it. And then when you actually drop it, it's such a relief. And you just think, why was I hanging on to that? And again, I'm going to say, there is only you, because a lot of this is humiliation. And often we feel humiliated on the path to humility. So it starts off with like an arrogance, right? There's a bit of an arrogance there. Like, I know the best way, I know the right way. This is the way it is. There's arrogance there, isn't there? And when that goes, there has to be a little bit of humiliation, while you're actually releasing the ego, releasing that stubbornness, releasing that resistance, and just allowing, because that's the path to humility, isn't it? Wow, that's really interesting. And here we can go with juggling. Juggling what's going on. Should I, shouldn't I? I said with this one, there's something about should I stay or should I go? So that's interesting. This is now a bit more material, because Pentacles are earth. So it's a bit more practical. And now we're in the physical world. We're in a practical, physical form. And he's weighing up, should I stay or should I go? There's something big coming up to release our ego over, and it's going to have a positive effect, obviously, on our reality. But when we're weighing up like this, is our higher self and our human. Which way am I going to go with this? You know, it's the higher self versus the human. Let your higher self win. I want to say win. It's not a game. Well, it is a game, actually, isn't it? But listen to your higher self, because it's the human that feels like this. And there's your grief, and it can feel like that. It can feel like that. Actually, I think I've said before, it's so important. I remember doing a healing process once, and I had a vision of heartache that was leaving me. And the heartache was actually walking away. I had this kind of, I saw it all in vision form. And the heartache, it was actually in a classroom setting, but I was a teacher at the time. But the heartache was leaving me. And I remember in this vision, in this dream, like lucid dreaming, I was going, don't leave me, don't leave me. I was saying that to the heartache because I had had it for so long. I mean, it's weird, isn't it? But that's the vision that I had. And I actually jolted myself out of that state with a pain in the heart because I could feel the heartache leaving. And then, of course, there's just relief. But there are tears. I mean, the tears of joy, the tears of relief, when you finally let go of that. But this is my point. I think this is what this week's cards are really saying, is that sometimes we are so attached to our pain body that on some level, I had created an identity around that heartache. And so I didn't want the heartache to go, because who am I without that heartache? Who are you without your heartache? Who are you without your grief? Who are you without these negative emotions? If negative emotions that you've had most of your life, probably triggered by family members, who are you without those negative emotions? We release trapped emotions all the time, right? With the emotion code and stuff like that. But, when sometimes it gets to the level where you're releasing big chunks of who you are, not just the old trapped emotion here and there. It's like, if you release that pain body, who are you without the pain body? You are a multidimensional being of love and light. And that's what we're embodying. We're embodying that. But we have to release the pain body. And we've gone so deep now. It's like we've attached ourselves. We've attached ourselves to the pain body. We've identified ourselves around our pain body. And that's what we're giving up. And sometimes, it's like our comfort zone, even though it's heartache. It was like, don't go, heartache, don't leave me, heartache. I mean, really. But then it went, and but we hang on. It's our ego, it's our pain body, it's the ego, it's really hanging on. The last one is the Two of Cups, and I'm so glad that we have this amazing queen of emotions, right, which you are, and the Two of Cups, because this is a reminder of your higher self and your human working together to heal. This is the Staff of Hermes, which is the healing sign. The cups, of course, is intuition, spirituality, and healing, emotions, and creativity. So, but this is very much about your soulmates as well. So you could have some really close soulmates coming in to help you, to hold space for you while you go through this process. Or it could be your higher self that is coming in to help you. It's a healing process. And there are other beings that are on your wavelength, that are in your soul tribe, that are here to help you. So I'm so glad we started with the power of the Queen of Cups and her emotional healing, her understanding of the importance of emotional healing. Actually, I'll put that video link in the description and video in the end screen of the importance of emotional healing. Because I think that's clearly what this is all about. And I'm glad that we've ended with a cup as well, because like all the others, the swords and everything, I mean, it's a really intense release and very much connected to the ego. But you're stepping into your divine self. You know, you're allowing your divinity into the cells of your body. And while we have that pain body, while we have that heartache, the grief, the resentment, the anger, the bitterness, while we have that in the cells of our body, there's no space for the love and the light. So we have to release it. We have to let the love and the light in, which is the easy bit, I think, once we've let go of the ego, and we have to let go of the attachment. And this came up a few weeks ago. So I'm not surprised it's coming up again, because it's such an intense process, isn't it? But we're releasing the attachment we have to our pain body. We're releasing that attachment to the parts of us that are not serving us, because we are divine beings of love and light. I think I've said that before. You are a divine being of love and light. Our ultimate goal for October, remember, is to love the mirror holders. And that it means forgiveness is going to be high as well, obviously. And it means that we need to release the identity we have about, you know, maybe we have a negative relationship with someone. Let's say we have a negative relationship with a family member. We perceive it as negative. Let's say it's a triggering relationship. We might be going through our whole life going, oh, I don't get on with this person, or, you know, they're not my tribe, or, you know, they're like this and that's the way it is. That's what we're being asked to get rid of, because that story is attached to our pain body. So when we release the pain body, we release the story, and then we can love everybody unconditionally, starting with yourself. Please don't forget to start with yourself. Love yourself unconditionally, because holding on to that resentment and that bitterness and that grief, it's not loving to yourself, is it? You have the power, you have the control to release those emotions and transmute them into love. And that's what we came here to do. We came here at this time of the Great Awakening to transmute these negative emotions into love, like the Queen of Cups. Be the Queen of Cups. Be the Queen of Cups. I love you all. Have a fantastic week. See you in the next video. Bye for now.